Hey, it's Haley, and in this video I'm going to talk about how Mel Brooks's Blazing Saddles is a revisionist example of Western cinema.
Well, okay.
Mel Brooks is known for his satirical take on a variety of classic movie genres, as demonstrated through a variety of films like Young Frankenstein.
That's Frankenstein.
And Spaceballs.
Before you die, there is something you should know about us, Lone Star.
What?
I am your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
What's that make us?
Absolutely nothing.
Brooks has established himself as a comedy legend, and while he lampoons various classic genres, he always includes many of the expected conventions, and we can note this as we further examine Blazing Saddles. So let's begin. First, let's talk about some of the stylistic commonalities. In traditional westerns, extreme wide shots of the wide-open western plain are typically implemented, as seen in these clips from John Ford's The Searchers, and Sergio Leone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We see the use of the extreme wide shot in the opening and closing scenes of Blazing Saddles. Here, and here. And to be honest, upon first glance, Blazing Saddles looks like any other classic Hollywood Western. From the clips I've shown, and from the ones you're about to see, we can note the second stylistic similarity between Blazing Saddles and the classic Hollywood Western: the setting. Set in 1847 in a dusty American frontier town, equipped with a saloon, jailhouse, and town hall, Blazing Saddles ticks all the location boxes of a classic Western. Now, let's talk about characters. Everyone who's seen a classic Western can note 5 distinct character archetypes: the gunslinger from the outside, the sheriff, the madam with a heart of gold, the villain, and the friendly Native American. We see these 4 archetypes in Blazing Saddles. In Gene Wilder's The Waco Kid as the gunslinger, Cleavon Little's Sheriff Bart as, you guessed it, the sheriff, Madeline Kahn's Lily Von Stupp as the madam, Harvey Korman's Hedley Lamar and Slim Pickens Taggart as the villains, and we can't forget Mel Brooks's Yiddish-speaking Indian chief as, you guessed it again, the friendly native. Now let's move on to the narrative similarities that make Blazing Saddles the true revisionist Western that it is.
Wonderful! Lovely! Excellent!
Let's cover them. The movie opens with talks of a new railroad being built through the town of Rock Ridge, where the film takes place. This town/conflict surrounding the construction of a railroad is reminiscent of classic Western films like Edwin S. Porter's The Great Train Robbery, and again, Sergio Leone, we love those spaghetti westerns, Once Upon a Time in the West. A more notable narrative similarity included in Blazing Saddles is that the film's climax is a fight between good and evil. This is where things deviate a bit from the classic Western, where we just see 2 groups shooting at each other. In true Mel Brooks fashion, the shootout scene we are all accustomed to seeing in Western films is extremely parodied. The good side constructs a fake town, booby-trapped with bombs, and when the actual face-to-face showdown happens, the 4th wall is broken in a comedic way.
Throw out your hands, stick out your tush, hands on your hips, give 'em a push.
It's clear that Blazing Saddles is, in all senses, a classic Western. We can see this from the various narrative and stylistic elements that Brooks includes in Blazing Saddles that mirror those from the classic Western. It is Brooks's comedic twists that are sprinkled throughout the film, in every line of dialogue, in the sets, and more, that turn this movie into a revisionist piece. So if you haven't seen it, go see Blazing Saddles, and thanks for watching.
All right, help me in with this. Help me in with this. Help me in with
Just
this.
think of your secretary.
When outlaws rule the West,